Jai Shri Gurudev. Welcome to chemistry class. Okay. Extraction of copper from low-grade ores and scraps. Copper is usually extracted by hydrometallurgy. Copper is usually extracted by hydrometallurgy from hydrometallurgy by using low-grade ores. By using low-grade ores. So low-grade ores of copper. When a low-grade ores of copper is usually leached by using acid or bacteria. Acid or bacteria. The low-grade ores are usually leached by using bacteria or acid. When low-grade ores of copper metal is treated with acid, the copper metal present in the solution, the copper metal present in the ore goes into the solution as Cu2 plus. This is the copper metal present in the ore goes into the solution as Cu2 plus. Cu2 plus by losing 2 electrons. Cu gives rise to Cu2 plus 2 electrons. Okay. The solution containing Cu2 plus, cupric ion, is then treated with iron scraps. Or scrap iron, or by treating with dihydrogen. The following reaction takes place as follows. That reaction is Cu2 plus aqueous plus Fe solid. This is iron scraps. This is low grade ores of copper. Okay, is treated with acid. So the copper metal present in the ore goes into the solution as Cu2 plus. The solution containing Cu2 plus is then treated with iron scrap or dihydrogen. The following reaction takes place. Cu2 plus aqueous plus Fe gives rise to Cu solid plus Fe2 plus aqueous. Cu solid plus Fe2 plus aqueous, and another equation is Cu2 plus aqueous plus H2 gas, so gives rise to Cu solid plus 2H plus aqueous plus 2H plus aqueous. So this is the reaction taking place. The above mentioned process is spontaneous because this is a spontaneous process, because the E0 value, that is E0 means standard electrode potential or standard reduction potential value for iron. So E0 value for Fe2 plus bar Fe is found to be minus 0.44 volts, and that of hydrogen, that is H2, E0 value of H2 is found to be plus 0.0 volts. The reverse couple for this, so two E0 values for iron and hydrogen are lower compared to that of E0 value of copper. That is, E0 value of copper is found to be plus 0.34 volts. So E0 value of iron is found to be minus 0.44 volts, and E0 value of hydrogen is found to be plus 0.0 volts. These two reverse couple values of E naught is lower compared to that of the copper, whereas copper is having a higher E naught value. Therefore, so iron or so copper is able to so displace so copper from so cupric ion solution. So therefore, iron or hydrogen are able to displace so copper from the solution containing Cu2 plus ion. So this is about extraction of copper from low grade ores and scraps. Okay, so copper can be extracted when the low grade ores of copper can be extracted from metallurgy by using so acid or bacteria. When the low grade ore of copper is treated with acid or leached with acid, so the copper metal present in the ore goes into the solution as Cu2 plus, The solution containing Cu2 plus so is then displaced by using iron scrap or by using dihydrogen. The following reaction takes place as follows. The reaction is Cu2 plus aqueous plus Fe solid is equal to Cu solid plus Fe2 plus aqueous, or second equation is Cu2 plus aqueous plus H2 gas is equal to Cu solid plus 2H plus aqueous. This reaction is spontaneous. The reaction is spontaneous because the E naught value of iron, that is Fe2 plus bar Fe, is found to be minus 0.44 volts, and that of so hydrogen is found to be plus 0.0 volts. These two redox couples are lower compared to that of the E naught value of copper. E naught value of copper is plus 0.34 volts. Therefore, so iron or so hydrogen can displace so copper metal from the solution containing Cu2 plus ion. So why we are using iron scrap? Because iron scrap is cheaper. Iron scrap is cheaper. So therefore, we are using so iron to displace so copper metal from the solution containing cupric ion. So iron is cheaper when compared to that of the other so reducing agents. Okay. So that is about extraction of copper from low grade ores and scraps. So next is extraction of metals and non-metals. Extraction of metals and non-metals by hydrometallurgy. By oxidation. Extraction of metals and non-metals by oxidation. That process is called as hydrometallurgy. So next is extraction of metals and non-metals by oxidation. That process is called as hydrometallurgy. Okay, in that there are two processes. So first one is extraction of chlorine. From brine solution. So first one is extraction of chlorine from brine. Chlorine is abundant in seawater. Chlorine is abundant in seawater as common salt. Okay. Therefore, chlorine is extracted from brine solution. Chlorine is abundant in seawater as common salt. Therefore, it is extracted from brine solution. Brine means a saturated solution of sodium chloride in water. A saturated solution of sodium chloride in water is called brine solution. it is extracted so from brine solution. So by the following oxidation process, 2Cl minus aqueous plus H2O plus H2O, so gives rise to Cl2 gas plus H2 gas plus 2OH minus aqueous. Okay, this is gas, Cl2 gas, hydrogen gas plus 2OH minus. Chlorine is usually extracted from so brine solution by the oxidation process as follows: 2Cl minus aqueous plus 2H2O gives us to Cl2 gas plus H2 gas plus 2OH minus aqueous. Okay, the oxidation process cannot be so carried out by ordinary chemical methods. This oxidation process cannot be carried out by so ordinary chemical methods. Therefore, it is carried out by using electrolysis process. It cannot be carried out by using ordinary chemical methods. Therefore, so it is carried out by using electrolysis process. That is, electrolysis is needed for this process. Okay. The delta G naught for this reaction is found to be, the delta G naught means standard free energy change for this reaction is found to be plus 422 kilojoule. And therefore it is calculated by using the equation. So delta G naught is equal to minus NF E naught. The delta G naught for this reaction is found to be, so that is plus 422 kilojoule per mole. So by using, and it is calculated by using the equation, standard free energy change is equal to minus NF E naught. Okay. So we should have to calculate the E naught value. E naught is equal to so minus delta G naught divided by NF. That is equal to minus delta G naught means that is 422 kilojoule. You should have to convert into joule. That is 422 into 1000 divided by N. N means number of electron change taking place. Therefore, electron change taking place in this reaction is 2. N is equal to 2. And F is equal to Faraday. So 1 Faraday is equal to 96,500 coulombs. So that is 2 into 96,500 coulombs. That is equal to minus so 4,22,000. This is coulomb volt divided by so 1,93,000. 1,93,000 coulomb. 1,93,000 coulomb. So you are going to get so coulomb gets cancelled. That is equal to so minus 2.187 volts. That is nearly equal to minus 2.2 volts. Therefore, the E naught value for this reaction is found to be so minus 2.2 volts. Okay. However, due to over voltage, an external EMF greater than 2.2 volts is needed for this reaction. However, due to over voltage, an external EMF so containing so that is so to greater than 2.2 volts is needed for this process. So therefore, so during electrolysis, so chlorine is liberated at anode and hydrogen gas is liberated at cathode. Thus, thus during electrolysis, chlorine is liberated at anode and hydrogen gas is liberated at cathode. Hydrogen gas is liberated at cathode. So thus chlorine is electrolyzer. Thus chlorine is electrolyzer. So giving out hydrogen and aqueous sodium hydroxide as the byproducts. Thus during electrolysis of chlorine, so hydrogen and aqueous sodium hydroxide are obtained as an important byproduct. Are obtained as an important byproduct. Instead of brine solution, if molten sodium chloride, instead of brine solution, so if molten sodium chloride is also carried out for electrolysis of chlorine, in this case sodium metal is not produced at cathode. In this case sodium metal is not produced at cathode and chlorine gas is liberated at anode. Okay, so in this case sodium metal is liberated at, sodium chloride is liberated at cathode and chlorine gas is liberated at anode. Okay, so in this case, and sodium hydroxide is not produced. Sodium hydroxide is not produced as an important byproduct. Okay, so that's about extraction of chlorine from brine. Okay, so chlorine is usually, once again I will going to explain, chlorine is usually abundant in seawater. Okay, so therefore, so chlorine is carried out by, so the electrolysis of brine solution. Okay, so by using oxidation process as follows: 2Cl minus aqueous plus 2H2O. So liquid to H2O, liquid gives us to Cl2 gas plus H2 gas plus 2OH, H2O aqueous. So Cl gas plus hydrogen gas plus 2OH minus gas. Okay, so electrolysis process cannot be carried out, the oxidation process cannot be carried out by using ordinary chemical methods. Therefore, it is carried out by using electrolysis process. Therefore, the process is carried out by using electrolysis. Okay, the standard PNG change for this reaction is found to be plus 422 kilojoules, and it is calculated by using the equation delta G naught is equal to minus NF E naught. So therefore, you should have to calculate the E naught value. So therefore, E naught value is equal to minus delta G naught divided by NF. So minus delta G naught is nothing but 422. You should have to convert into joules, that is into 1000. So N means number of electron change taking place in a chemical reaction. F is 1 Faraday is equal to 96,500 coulombs. So if you calculate that one, you will going to get minus 2.187 volts. That is nearly equal to minus, so 2.2 volts. Therefore, the E naught value of chlorine is found to be minus 2.2 volts. So thus, due to low voltage and external EMF, so more than 2.2 volts is required for this process. So thus, during electrolysis, chlorine is liberated at anode and hydrogen gas is liberated at cathode. And also, so hydrogen and aqueous sodium hydroxide are produced as an, obtained as an important byproduct during the extraction of chlorine from brine. So okay, instead of brine, if molten sodium chloride is used for electrolysis process, so then sodium is liberated at cathode and chlorine is liberated at anode. But sodium hydroxide is not obtained as an important byproduct. It's not obtained as an important byproduct. So that's about extraction of chlorine from brine solution. Next, B, the extraction of gold and silver. The extraction of gold and silver. Okay. So this has been studied earlier in the previous classes. So once again, it comes under, that is extraction of metals and non-metals by oxidation, extraction of gold and silver. When a ore of gold and silver is treated with a aqueous solution of sodium cyanide or potassium cyanide in presence of excess of air in large vats and vats for 3 to 4 days, so oxidation will take place. Oxidation will take place. The following chemical reaction so takes place by leaching process as 4AU plus 8CN minus plus 2H2O plus what? When ore of gold or silver is treated with an aqueous solution of sodium cyanide or potassium cyanide in presence of excess of air in vats, in large vats, so keep it for 3 to 4 days. So oxidation reaction so takes place so as follows. Oxidation reaction takes place as follows. Okay. So giving rise to, so that is 4AU CN twice minus plus 4OH minus. So this is the complex formula. 4AU plus 8CN minus plus 2H2O plus O2 is equal to 4AU CN twice plus 4OH minus 2 to the 4OH minus. So this is the complex formula. The complex formula is so dicyanide aurate 1 dicyanide aurate 1. This is the complex. Likewise, if you write for silver 4Ag plus 8 Cn minus plus 2 H2O plus O2 is equal to 4 Ag Cn twice minus plus 4 OH minus plus 4 OH minus. Okay. Here A is oxidized to, so AU plus, and Ag is oxidized to Ag plus. Oxidation will take place. This is the complex formula. The complex name of the complex is dicyanide argentate. Dicyanide argentate 1. This is the oxidation state. So because minus cyanide is, cyanide is star is minus 1 into 2 minus 2. Here is already present minus 1. So plus 2 minus 1. So therefore that is oxidation state is 1. Okay. So when this complex is formed, is then treated with a highly reactive metals such as silver such as magnesium or zinc shavings. So the ore of gold, the gold or silver gets precipitated as 2AU CN2 minus plus zinc or magnesium. So we are going to get 2AU plus Zn CN4 2 minus. Likewise 2Ag Cn twice minus plus Zn gives rise to 2Ag precipitate plus Zn Cn4 2 minus. So thus, so gold or silver gets precipitated. So this is about extraction of gold and silver by leaching. It is nothing but hydrometallurgical process. When a ore of gold or silver is treated with a aqueous solution of sodium cyanide or potassium cyanide in presence of excess of air in a large vats for 3 to 4 days. So oxidation reaction takes place. Therefore, silver it gets oxidized to AE plus, Ag plus, gold is oxidized to AE plus, A is oxidized to AE plus, Ag is oxidized to Ag plus. These are the two reactions taking place. So when the complex is formed, that is diisocyanate aurate 1, diisocyanate argent 1 complex is formed. The complex formed is then treated with a highly reactive metals such as zinc or magnesium savings. So the ore of gold, the gold or silver gets precipitated as follows. This process is known as leaching, and this process is also called as Mark Arthur Forest cyanide process. Mark Arthur Forest cyanide process. So that's about extraction of gold and silver. That is nothing but extraction of metals and non-metals by oxidation, that is hydrometallurgical process. Okay, thank you.